If this is your first time on our channel, hit subscribe because the story I'm about to tell you today shows how a woman was loaned out by her own husband, treated like an object for one night, and made to feel like a stranger in her own home. And that's just the beginning. What happened at the end? Let's get into the letter, but first, don't forget to hit that like button because this story will be one of the most talked about episodes of I Wish I Hadn't program. Let's go. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm your host, Marcus Johnson. Today's letter, I don't even know how to describe it to you. It came from a woman, and this woman shared with us the darkest night of her life. I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but as you can see from the title, a man offered his own wife to another man in exchange for clearing his debt for just one night. Yes, you heard that right. There's something deeply disturbing here, something very wrong. But underneath this terrible situation, there's even more going on. Let's read the letter first, then we'll break it down together.
If you're enjoying our content, smashing that like button and dropping a comment really helps us out. It's not much to ask, but it means the world to us. After watching, let us know your thoughts in the comments. But don't forget, hit that like button first. Now, let's get to the letter. Hello. I'm deeply ashamed of what I'm about to share, but I'm writing out of regret. When a person becomes truly desperate, they'll do things they swore they'd never do. Especially when the one person you thought would protect you sells you out. I'm a woman who's lost even her soul. That's how this letter starts, folks. This woman is married. Her husband works. They have a normal life. But one day, everything changes. How? Let's hear it from her letter. My husband Jake and I have been married for 4 years. We didn't have kids. Our financial situation was middle class. We were getting by on our own. Jake worked in construction. One day, he landed a big job. He was going to lay the foundation for an apartment complex. The pay was good, but first, he needed to buy materials and hire workers. If we pull this off, we'll be set for 6 months, he said. I supported him. How could I not? We put in our savings. It wasn't enough. We took out a bank loan. Still not enough. Jake said, "Don't worry, once the job's done, we'll pay it all back." The work started. Everything was going well. Until the contractor went bankrupt. And this is where things start to spiral, folks. The contractor goes bankrupt. The job gets abandoned. Money goes down the drain. Now this woman's husband is $65,000 in debt from bank loans, owes money to material suppliers, can't pay the workers. And their savings? Zero. Pay attention now, because in the next part, that offer comes.
When Jake came home those days, he wouldn't talk, wouldn't eat, just stared blankly at the ceiling. "What's going to happen now?" I asked. "I don't know," he said. "They'll come after us. Take the house, take the car. I might even go to jail." I was scared too. Losing the house? Being homeless? One evening he came home. There was a strange expression on his face. Was it hope? Or was he destroyed? I couldn't tell. "I talked to a friend," he said. "Who?" I asked. "Marcus. Rich Marcus. Remember him?" I remembered. Jake's high school buddy. Now owns a big tech startup. Has a mansion, luxury cars. We'd been to his place for dinner a few times. "What did he say?" I asked. Jake hesitated. Then, "He'll loan us money. $80,000. Enough to cover all our debts." I was thrilled. "Really?" I said. "But," Jake said. That word, "but," changed my life forever. "But what?" I asked. Jake couldn't look me in the eye. He looked down. "There's a condition," he said. "What condition?" I asked. And then, my husband said these words. "He wants to spend one night with you." Folks, hold on a second. Do you hear what this man just said? He's offering his own wife to another man in exchange for debt relief. Now, if you were in this woman's shoes, what would you do? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm genuinely curious. Let's continue. At first, I thought he was joking. "What are you talking about?" I said. But when I looked at his face, I knew he wasn't joking. "Are you insane?" I yelled. "I'm your wife. Am I some kind of commodity? How can you even suggest this?" Jake started crying. He collapsed to the floor. I know, but we have no other choice. Marcus told me, "I'll loan you the money, but in exchange, I want to spend one night with your wife. Just one night. No one will know." "You're crazy," I said. "I would never do something like this." "Then what do we do?" Jake shouted. "Lose the house? Face foreclosure? How will I face my father? What will I tell your family?" I went silent, because he had a point. That night, I couldn't sleep. 1,000 thoughts raced through my mind. One night. Just one night. Then we're free. But after, how will I look at Jake? How will I look at myself? Morning came. Jake asked again, "Have you decided?" I looked at him. His eyes were pleading, and God forgive me, I said yes. Folks, when I read this part, I couldn't believe it. Can a person really give away the most intimate part of their life just for debt? Apparently, yes. We're seeing it. But the real question is, what happens next? Because now, that night is coming. And after that night, nothing will ever be the same.
Marcus was coming to our house. Yes, you heard that right. Our house. Jake said it can't be a hotel. We might be tracked. It has to be at home. I'll leave. So my husband was going to leave me alone at home with another man. It was a Wednesday. The weather was overcast. Even the sky seemed to mourn for me. Marcus arrived at 7 p.m. When I opened the door, he was smiling. He had a bottle of wine in his hand. "Hey," he said. I couldn't say anything. Jake put on his jacket. "I'll be back in 2-3 hours," he said. And he closed the door. We were alone. Marcus went to the living room, opened the wine, poured 2 glasses. "Drink," he said. "Relax." I drank, because I couldn't handle this without drinking. He started talking about life, business, money, as if we were having a normal dinner. But we both knew what was coming. An hour passed. He started moving closer. "You're beautiful," he said. "Thank you," I said. What else could I say? He took my hand, and everything happened. As I lay there, staring at the ceiling, only one thought went through my mind. I'm not Jake's wife anymore. I'm a thing. I became an object. When Marcus was done, he got up, took a shower, got dressed. "Thanks," he said. "I'll transfer the money to Jake's account tomorrow." And he left. I just sat there. I didn't cry. I couldn't even cry. Half an hour later, Jake came home. "How did it go?" he asked. I couldn't even look at him. Folks, wait a minute. This man asks his wife, how did it go? Like she just came back from a business meeting? What kind of logic is that? And now, the real disaster begins. Because the money came, but the soul is gone. The next day, the money hit the account. $80,000. Jake excitedly showed me. See, we're saved, he said. But I didn't feel saved. We paid off the debts, foreclosure was lifted, the house was safe. But me, I was lost. I couldn't touch Jake anymore. When he came near me, I felt disgusted, because all I could think about was that night. And worst of all, Jake knew it too. One day, we had a fight. Is it still on your mind? He said. Yes, I said. How can I forget? You sold me. I sold you, he yelled. I saved us. I did it so we wouldn't be homeless. You used me like a commodity, I said. You agreed to it, he said. I went silent because he was right. But still, the marriage was over. Every day, we lived in a cold house, in a cold bed, like strangers. 2 months later, Marcus called Jake. Jake answered. Yeah, man, he said. They talked for a long time. He hung up. What did he want? I asked. Nothing, he said. But there was a strange look on his face. The next day, Jake said, Marcus said he can loan us money again? What? I said. I mean, if you agree, one more time, another $50,000? I lost it. Are you insane? I screamed. Again? What do you think I am? But think about it, he said. With this money, I can start a business. We'll never be dependent on anyone again. No, I said. Never again. And that day, I left. I stayed with my sister. I told her everything. She cried. How could you do such a thing? She said. I was desperate. So what now? She said. I'm filing for divorce, I said. There it is, folks. That's the end. A marriage ruined by one debt, one night, completely destroyed. But the story isn't over yet, because now comes the woman's regret and message.
I filed for divorce. Jake accepted. There was nothing left between us anyway. I couldn't even look at him in court. We divorced. Now I live alone in a rented apartment. Every night, I think about that night. I wish I hadn't agreed. I wish I'd stood up to Jake more. I wish we'd lost the house, the car, everything, but not my soul. Because now I understand. There are things money can't fix. There are things money can't buy. Dignity, self-respect, your sense of worth. These things never come back, no matter how much money you have. I'm 32 years old now. I can't start a new relationship because every time I look at a man, I think, will he use me too? I'm in therapy. My life is ruined. If anyone reading this letter is in a similar situation, please don't accept it. Money can be found somehow, someday, but your soul never comes back. I wish I hadn't done it. Folks, listening to this story really affected me. Because look, there are two guilty parties here. The husband,
He saw his wife as an object, thought she could be loaned out. Marcus, he exploited someone's desperation, said, "I'll take her for money." But the biggest victim is this woman. And now, this woman lives alone with damaged mental health, her life destroyed. Money is not everything, folks. Yes, we need money. Yes, debts need to be paid. But selling certain things, sacrificing certain things is never the solution. The lesson from this story: never sacrifice your family, your dignity, your soul for money. If such an offer comes, no matter how desperate you are, refuse it. Debts get paid somehow, someday, but your soul never comes back. Folks, if you learned something from this story, please hit that like button, comment, what would you do, and share it so others can see, because maybe this story will save someone's life. International viewers, let us know in the comments which country you're watching from. See you in the next episode. Peace and love. Take care.